So, welcome everyone to another Alive Friday where we get to answer all of your virtual assistant questions. So, we've had a really interesting question, Sam, haven't we? We haven't had this type of question before. So, what is it?
Yeah, so this one's from Kiki. I actually think might have been from last week, but that's okay. Kiki shared with us, my old high school mate and I are in the beginnings of starting up a VA business. Having watched my husband go through his own business partnership, I'm wary of doing this as a 50-50 partnership. So keen to know how everyone else has set up their businesses when doing it in conjunction with someone else. Great question.
Yeah, it's a really great question. And I have had plenty of experience doing it on my own, doing it with my husband, doing it with Sam, and doing business with my original business partner when I first started my virtual assistant business. So, so it can work really amazingly. So, Sam and I, we have a great relationship. We have the same values. Um, and I think that's a really key point. Like, you need to be on
Yeah.
the same page. You need to value the same things, and Sam and I have the same commitment to the business. Um, yeah, I think those are really key things if you're going to go into business with someone. Those things need to be right first.
Yeah,
And
similar work ethic would be another one, wouldn't it?
Mm,
We're both hard workers and yeah.
yeah, we're
Mm.
committed to digging in and doing the work and putting in the hours when we need to. We're on the same page with those types of things. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it can be a really great relationship. I think the where it can go wrong, and I really like that in your question, you've actually put that, is there another option instead of doing 50-50? Because that's where issues can arise when so I went into business with a business partner and really great and amazing in the beginning. And then as time moved on, our in terms of our values and how we dealt with team members, how committed we were in terms of hours, what we wanted in our lifestyles was completely different. And that has sort of changed over time, and then resentment started to set in, and
Mm.
the wheel started falling off, and it went really bad. So I think and that was totally 50-50. And I think the problem with 50-50 is that if someone is doing or feeling like they are doing more and more hours and putting more into it, and the other person, they might be feeling resentful for, other reasons, or if there's any friction in terms of those areas, I think that's when 50-50 is a bad idea. So I
Mm.
really like that you're thinking about the option. So if I think about my husband, he is in partnership with someone who, and they provide business coaching services. And so what they have done is they bring in their own clients. So they're out at networking events, or promoting things online, or however they get their clients, putting out videos and stuff. They do that individually under the same branding, but individually as themselves. And so they get leads in or referrals to them. They onboard that client and do the work for that client and deliver the business coaching. And so what they do is they are 50-50 in the business. However, there's like a remuneration uh, set up in there where every dollar that they bring in, 15% goes into the business for overheads, and the other 85% goes to that person as their like salary. So they've
Mm.
worked out what their overheads are, how they've structured the business, website, office space, all of that, what those costs are, and then figured out what they actually need to contribute, what their minimum number of clients is each, and then what they contribute to be able to cover all those overheads, and cover tax and things like that. So, yeah, they've structured it a little differently where you get rewarded for the efforts that you put in and what you're delivering. So, that could be
Mm.
really a good way for you, especially delivering virtual assistant services. A good way to make it split in a really fair way. Yeah, would you agree, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a great option. So basically, you bring in your own clients, you're the one that provides support for those clients that you bring in. You keep 85% of what you bring in from that client, and then 15 goes into a pool, which then covers all of your joint overheads. That sounds great.
Yeah, so as long as you keep an eye on those financials and work out what percentages would work for your business, it doesn't have to be 15%, and that may not work. So yeah, if you work that out, and I think the other important thing is to have an agreement with that person. So get something in writing, get that structure written down, have, a shareholders agreement or something like that, where you actually have documented what's going to happen. Like, there's a lot of other things to think about too, like what happens if one of you died?
Oh.
Does I know, but it's hard, but you've got to think about these
Yeah.
things. Like,
Yeah.
so for us, Sam, then Sam, do you want to be in business with my husband? Or do I want to be then in business with your husband? Because
We've got a chat, Joe. We need to talk about
I know,
this.
I know. There's lots of things that you need to think about. And, what if someone got really sick and, it wasn't life-threatening, but they were out for 3 months?
Yeah,
What
it
would then happen?
happens.
And
Yeah,
what
life
do you need to
happens.
do? Yeah. And
Yeah.
are they still gonna get paid something? Are you gonna take over the clients? There's a lot of things you need to think about up front, which is why it's a lot simpler to go into business on your own, but there
Yeah.
are huge benefits of, what you might bring to the table. So for like Sam and I, Sam brings the community aspect, the social media, the like building the community and the support and the cheerleading to our members and people in our program, and has that really great freelancer perspective. And then I bring the technical tech setup stuff, and the financial stuff, and that's it, and the perspective of a VA agency. So that's why we've chosen that we're actually better together than we are separate in providing something like the Savvy School. So yeah, if someone in the relationship has some shortcomings in, say you're really good at the sales stuff or the marketing stuff, and then the potential business partner that you have in mind, they might be really great at the financial stuff, and so you might have responsibilities that you separate out, and that's how you can build a business, whereas you couldn't do it on your own, potentially. So that would be a good reason to do it with someone. Yeah.
You've got
So
some options. There's definitely some options out there, but yeah, Joe, I agree with you 100%. It's being on the same page in terms of those values before you even go into it, in order to stop that feeling of resentment if something was to happen, and get it all, legal, all the legal stuff sorted, all your I's dotted and your T's crossed for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I hope that helps.
I'm sure it will.
So thanks for watching, everyone. Please do keep those questions coming. Feel free to post any of your questions, and keep an eye out for our Ask Me Anything post that comes into the group as well.
See you guys. Have a good
See you later.
weekend.